to entertain us, make us laugh, especially on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, social media. And one of those people, Sami Hall, says, I don't know if you've ever seen Sami's stuff, like on load shedding, for instance.
Sami!
Hello.
You know what? You're just pointing out the truth.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what it's all about. What led you to the accent?
I did the accent when I was in high school because I found it funny, but also I didn't want people to laugh at my real accent, so I went extreme with that. Then I'm laughing with them and at them, and they at me, and it's a thing.
And with you and to you, and that's the great thing about our country. It makes it so incredibly entertaining and colourful. Is the different accents, and I love the fact that we can still laugh at each other ourselves. We can still laugh at ourselves.
We have to.
Love that. I really do. But now, before we get going and talk about Sami Hall Says on social media, Sam and I have known each other for 12 years, as you pointed out the other day, because, your career, you worked at Jacaranda FM.
I did. Back in the day.
Yeah, it was with Darren.
Yes, when I was still a youth. I was 19, 20 years old. I worked behind the scenes for the breakfast show. I did the important things like making coffee.
Very important.
It is.
The most important.
It is. I did the blog. I screened calls, which was very difficult for me because I felt like I was being rude if I cut them off quickly. And then Darren is waiting on air for the calls to come through, and I'm like, okay, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. All right. Okay, have a good day. I didn't want to be rude. So, it's interesting. I did cause a few problems,
like
if
what?
I'm being honest.
Do you want to admit to it now?
You guys are going to be angry at me because I set in motion something that might affect you to this day.
Oh.
What happened was I had to make coffee for the on-air talent.
Yeah.
That was part of my job description.
Yeah.
I took it seriously.
Yes.
I brought said coffee to the studio.
Yes.
And I spilled some on the equipment. Allegedly. I'm not admitting to anything. And we had dead air for like 5 minutes. And then...
Was that you?
That was me. And then there was a no more coffee in the studio rule. That is now in effect. Still to this day, as far as I know. You are welcome.
Sam.
Your lack of caffeine...
Thanks to Sam.
You are welcome.
Oh my gosh. I must tell you that a lot of these stories, this young lady also has her own book. If you find her entertaining on social media, you got to get your hands on The Memoirs of a Clumsy Potato.
I love that. That's a great title.
The story of my bloody life. It can't get more South African than this.
Yeah, there's a story behind the name. I was on Facebook, there was a meme about sound engineer spilling ice cream on his equipment.
Yeah.
And I commented and said this gives me flashbacks to the coffee incident.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just talked about it and I said, I don't know why these things always happen to me. I'm a good person. I try my best. But things always, Bolly finds me as if I'm a wolkomberg.
Yes. No,
right?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So I made a comment on Facebook about it, and someone who worked with me at Jacaranda said, these stories are funny. And I said, I think I'm going to write a book, The Memoirs of a Clumsy Potato. And it was just a joke about 10 years ago. So when I started writing the book, I was like, that's the name. I'm not going to even think about something else.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Good title.
Now there's another link. So when she worked with Darren and the gang in the morning all those years ago, there was also a character on the show and a guy who worked on the show, A-Rod. Mm-hmm. And A-Rod then also worked with myself and the team.
Yes.
After that, A-Rod and I did a lot of gigs together, and he would DJ and I'd talk nonsense on the mic and all that kind of stuff, throwing parties all around and A-Rod obviously very well. Did you meet A-Rod here? At Jack?
Yes. So when I got the job at Jacaranda, I went for the year-end function.
That's right.
That's where I met everyone, and I met A-Rod there.
Okay. And to this day, you still know each other?
Yes. So back then, he was... character is the correct description.
Yeah.
He is a character.
He is.
And we met and we started dating.
Yeah.
He's now my ex-boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
But I thought, you know what, I want to start a podcast, but I don't want to go to the trouble of getting to know someone else.
I love you.
So what I'll do is I'll just reshuffle the cabinet.
Right. Practical.
Yeah. So now you're doing a podcast with A-Rod again.
Yes.
Okay. I love it.
We weren't working in our respective positions. So I was like, let's just put you in the friends and colleagues category and we move on. So we started the bloody podcast.
There we go. Better the devil you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to ask questions. I don't want to ask what's your favorite color. I have enough in my brain.
Listen, I've got a lot of questions for you about social media. Some people do really well on there. Others just enjoy, I guess. Sami Hall does very well, and you know what? And it's all about Sam. It's just all about everyday stuff, really, about being South African.
Yeah.
People love that kind of stuff. They just love relatable, everyday kind of stuff on social media, right?
Yes.
Talk about load shedding and what else, like
load shedding, falling into a pothole.
Falling into a pothole.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's real.
People driving like.
Yes,
that you can make a series about that.
That's the thing. So now you've written this book as well, just about your life, which is fantastic, including some stories about Jacaranda. By the way, if you want to get your hands on the book, it's called "The Memoirs of a Clumsy Potato" by Sami Hall, and but also social media. You do so well, amazing influencer, and it's hard. I've got like a love-hate relationship with social media, and I feel like still I've got to learn a lot, especially about TikTok. I sometimes come across as very. I share my life, but my life is often, how shall I put it, a lot of business on the business end. Like I'm doing a show here, and the show was like there, and. Here's the show, and there.
Yeah.
All is working.
It's like the in between stuff that's important that I think I get wrong, especially on TikTok. You can't predict what does well on TikTok and what doesn't. Isn't it true?
And the more time and effort you put into something, it's not going to do well.
Thank you.
You should not know what you're doing. That's the point. You should be clueless. And then you'll make it.
Because you make a video where you're sitting talking to the dog. And then you think to yourself, I'm just going to upload this, and it does well. And you go, oh, okay. Now, then you do another video about the dog or whatever, and then it,
Yeah, then it doesn't do well. You shouldn't think about it. Your brain
is
is not your friend. I see what you did there.
Okay, now you're just saying. I mean, we do a lot of stuff like that with the show's social media. Actually, we do a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah, but also
and it does
stuff
okay.
It's off the top of our heads, and she's right. If you think about it, the stuff that does really well is stuff where we go, oh, you know what we should do? We should do a video and like put it on TikTok, and then we do, and then it does. Really well. It's not,
and it's the ones where it's like, oh, let's dance with Brendan, and then whatever.
Thank you.
I hear what you're saying.
I think you shouldn't try to do research too much, because if you listen to the experts, they will tell you need to pick your niche, stick to your niche. If you're going to do makeup content, do makeup content. Rugby content, do rugby content. I would like to disrespectfully disagree.
Thank you.
Okay?
I like it.
No one knows what's going to fall out of my mouth next, including me. It's just I wake up today, something pops in there, it falls out here. And that's the type of thing, don't think about it too much.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that, because I struggle with just being one thing.
Yes.
That's the thing.
I really do.
And I mean, it works for some people, but I have too many interests to commit to one thing.
Right.
Tomorrow I'm going to want to talk about rugby. I'm going to hyperfixate on it for a week. And then I'm going to move on to something else. I don't want to be stuck to one thing.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of something. Do you know why? That's the difference between South Africans and the rest of the world. We can hyper-focus on rugby this week, and the next week is something else.
Oh, yeah.
We can be very, very angry about something today, and then next Monday we're angry about something else.
Yes,
or
I mean,
laugh
we
at
move
something
on.
else.
We move on. We laugh at everything, even stuff that's not funny.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're different to the rest of the world like that.
Yes.
We are so... we're diverse within ourselves. Verstaan jy? Suid-Afrikaners, because the one moment you're very angry, the next moment you lach your gat off for something.
Yeah.
The next moment you do something really stupid and juvenile.
Yeah.
And then other moment you want to have a heavy political conversation.
It would be.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It would be. We have some of the most unbelievably horrible challenges in the most beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
Yeah.
We're also multifaceted people, though. You know what I mean? We're able to literally laugh, and you say next week, but we're able to laugh this morning and be crying an hour later. We're multifaceted, maybe also multiple personalities, but that's another story for another day.
We're weird.
We're very
I mean,
think it's
therapy
time-
is expensive.
Thank you.
And TikTok is free.
TikTok is free, and you go through several emotions just from your house to your job. Like, you just have to be quick about it, move on.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different cultures in the country, but I feel like South African is a culture in itself.
Yes.
Oh, look at
Yes.
I really think so, because our humor, that is my favorite thing about South Africa.
Yeah.
We don't spend too much time getting offended, because let's just laugh. Because we have real problems.
Do you know what I also love? I love the way South Africans, if you come for one South African, you come for all of us. Like, we will all suddenly go on we're like family. We can fight between each other.
Siblings.
Can I
Yeah.
just say there's one thing about South Africans that I want to address us all and change.
Oh dear.
Can we not wait until someone else says someone is great before we lose our minds about that person?
Right.
I'll tell you why.
Acknowledge.
I use that opera singer as an example.
Oh man.
There are amazing singers in this country, probably opera singers as well. Maar as die Britte,
Ja, sê. Ooh.
as Simon Cowell
Says
sê,
it, then-
oh, nou is ons almal
Yeah.
soos in, and that guy's probably been here in Noupoort and singing,
Performing.
Thank you.
and then but we're so used to talent. We're very used to talent in this
Spoiled
country.
like that. Yeah.
Is it a pride thing, maybe?
I think we're spoiled.
I think we
And
are
when
very spoiled.
I mean, when Trevor Noah was here, he was funny,
Yes.
Was one of the top comedians.
one off.
One of.
And now, of course, now that he's been overseas,
Yeah.
no Susan.
But we really do have a lot of talent. And you can see that that's the great thing about TikTok. If you go onto TikTok,
Yes.
you see so much talent. There's so much creative talent in this country. You see it next to the road, people selling their artwork and stuff, and you're like, this is great. You deserve to be famous.
On
But
TikTok.
it's it's so common here.
So, having said that, Sam, I want you to hang around because I honestly think I can do better on TikTok.
I think so too.
I want to give you a couple of tips coming up. What is bigger in our country? I mean, a lot of people think it's TikTok. I don't think it's necessarily TikTok. I actually think it's Instagram.
Instagram, I think, is very aesthetic. Sometimes I'm not aesthetically pleasing.
Me, you're beautiful.
Terrible thing to say.
But yeah, but Instagram is a lot about the kind of more how should we put
Fitness
it?
influencers,
Yeah.
that
Yes.
type of thing. I enjoy Instagram. The reels are very funny. You
Yeah.
see a lot of the older trends and it's entertaining. But I think it depends on your market. And Mothers loves me.
Is it?
Right.
Yes.
That's Mothers loves you.
Mothers loves me. So
Okay, that's
Facebook works for me. TikTok as well. But I have very different demographics on the different platforms. And it's very wide. I love that.
yeah, no, Amal.
It's I
wow.
had on one day at Millipap, people came to like take pictures, what. There was some 8-year-old girl who came to say hi. And on the same day, a 95-year-old lady
Oh, love
who wanted
that.
to come and take a selfie. And it was like the
Aw.
highlight of my day.
I love that.
I love the variety.
Yes.
Like, anybody is welcome.
I only started TikTok this year. I
yeah.
only embraced it this year, Sam.
What was holding you back, Martin?
I don't know.
Speak to me.
There were because TikTok initially started with a lot of dance challenges, and I aren't too great when it comes to
You
the
lie.
dancing.
I don't believe
No,
you.
I've learned a lot from you.
No, thank you, but no, you can get down to the get down.
Ja.
Kyk, as jy tomaties gekoop het, is dit altyd makliker.
Ja, na paar. Ja, maar ja.
But sometimes
then-
not being great is your
It's
biggest
great.
plus point.
Oh,
Ja.
I see what you're saying.
If you're not good at something, embrace it.
Yeah, so maybe I
AKA
should
my
do.
accent.
Yeah, we are okay. I heard you say. Maybe I should embrace the floss.
Yeah, please do a
Throwback Thursday.
Talk about a throwback.
Maar ek hoor wat jy sê. Yeah, but I want to be better. I want to put different stuff on. You know what it is? I think it's because, and I think a lot of people think like this. Let me know. I think a lot of us think our lives aren't that interesting.
Yeah.
I watch other people and then they go live in their house.
I know.
And then I find them so entertaining and so interesting, and I think to myself, now I'm at home, should I go live? And then I think to myself,
And do
who
what?
the heck wants to see that?
Thank you.
Or isn't it interesting stuff, or is it because you see so many similarities? You're like, oh, look at that. That's just like me. I do
I can
that.
be just like Martin Bester.
I just feel dumb going live.
No, I
because
get you. Because what are you now doing in your house? And now I'm
And
in
my dog,
my house.
my
and
dog,
my dog.
literally 5 minutes ago was very entertaining, and now it just lays there.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
jealous of your dog? 'Cause your dog's actually the star of your
I know.
TikTok.
No, but you're gonna help. You're gonna help us. So I love the tips you gave this morning, and a lot of companies are listening as well, because people often ask, "What can we do on social media? What are the rules and stuff?" And the one thing that stuck just now, you said, "Don't try too hard.
Yeah.
Just don't try too hard."
I want everyone to repeat after me when I say anything is content.
Anything is content.
Anything is content. Because I'm going to walk you through my kind of everyday, what can I even call it? Routine.
Yeah.
When it comes to content.
Pause. Should
I'm
you maybe
pausing.
go live on TikTok? Wow. Because it's
Okay,
happening.
I'm not going to go live on mine. Let's go live on the shows. Etienne. See, I'm also way too polite. Hey,
Yeah.
I always put the show first. I must stop that.
Yeah.
I should
yeah.
listen. I should
Be
listen to
selfish.
I should listen to other colleagues who now sit with much bigger following, and they never ever gave the station. I'm not going to mention names. I'm just killing time. Just having a banter.
I feel like I'm walking into something here.
You started something.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, you say so. Anything can be content. Let's talk about your journey here this morning. How could that be content? Because you came from where? Pretoria side.
I came from Kempton Park.
Oh, from Kempton Park.
Yes,
Alright, okay.
which doesn't seem too far. But here's the thing. As I was coming here, it was dark. Okay. So you think, okay, quickly pop over to Midrand. I don't come here often, but a couple of times this year.
Sure.
And what I've noticed is there's not a working robot in sight. Not a single one.
The
And
decorations, those.
every time I come here, it's the same story. But I've never came here while it was dark out.
Okay.
And then you have no clue what's going on. You have to engage night vision.
That's right. That's
And
us
then-
every morning.
Yeah, night vision.
we
I
go.
can't see. And then at the same time, the lankies that's supposed to be on the pot. You know, the ones that tells you this is a lane. Nothing.
They're not there.
Nothing.
No, they're not there. They're
So
not there.
you have to kind of
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
If
yes.
Are you inside a lane?
Or not.
Are you on the side of the road? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Interesting.
So I decided there's a guy in front of me who looks like he has his life together. He looks like he knows where he's going.
Yeah.
I'm following him now.
No scratches on his car.
He doesn't have a single dent.
Yeah. That's usually a good sign.
I'm following this guy.
His flickerlichte is working. Everything's great. I'm following this guy. And then he turned in the opposite direction of where I was going. And I really thought maybe I should just continue to follow him. Maybe where he's going, the robots are working. Who knows? I still don't know how I got here.
But you're-
And I'm stressed. And then this happens. And this is something that everyone deals with every day.
Yeah.
And you can just talk about it. Put it on the internet.
Sam, you are so right. We all should film just our. It's not even people coming in here in the mornings And the potholes, I thought about it this morning. It's like freestyling life.
Oh, yeah.
The traffic lights aren't working.
Yeah.
It's dark out there, and then you dodge that. Do you have any idea how good I've become at dodging potholes?
That's a skill.
I actually congratulated myself like a crazy person.
Yes.
Because I'm alone in the car.
Yeah.
I congratulated myself this morning because here's me. I go, whoo, 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 whoo. And then hang on, this is the one where you straddle.
Yeah.
Yes, great. Up. And then I congratulate. I'm like,
You're like,
Self high five.
like Mr. B.
No, the straddle for me is the best though.
Yes.
When it goes underneath the car, I'm like, look at me go.
Yeah,
Yes, Paul.
and this
skills.
is where you pull out your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this
That's South
point.
Africans. We can do all that
Yes.
and still fall.
Yes, and it has a name. It's a official South African sport, pothole rafting.
Nice.
It's along with the game, the South African game. Guess whose turn it is? Where you're at the stop street or the robot, you're like, go. No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go. Can someone just go? I have some places to be, sir/madam.
Yeah, and I'm following that guy who looks like he's got his life together.
So if there's someone in Midrand who was very closely followed by a crazy lady, hi.
It's Samuel.
It's me, hi. I'm the problem, it's me.
Suid-Afrika's eie Taylor. You know, what a fun time catching up with you. I'm so proud of you. I love you to bits. Get her book. It's called The Memoirs of a Clumsy Potato, obviously. And follow her on social media at Sami Hall Says. It's SA1M and I. Sami Hall Says. Come visit us again. Yay, don't forget about us, Sammy.
No,
This is
don't.
where you started.
No, I started from the bottom, now I'm still bottomish, but
How do you think I feel? Listen.
I still do have a TikTok challenge for you guys.
Oh, fantastic. We're going to do that next.
All right.
All right, fantastic. Sammy, good to see you. Look after yourself. Lots and lots of love.
Good food is the main ingredient to a successful event.
Breakfast with Martin Bester.